Your S175's display blinks 3241, the handles go dead, and nothing you touch brings the lift back. That's no communication, the factory wording straight out of the Bobcat Service Manual's code table. It's one of 25 codes in that table's 32 family, the actuator codes, and we're decoding all of them. Because if you've got a 32 on that panel, the machine already told you which half of the system failed. The 32 codes split cleanly into two sides, the lift circuit and the tilt circuit. Every one of them points at an actuator, at a handle or pedal, or the wire between them. Start with where they show up, the hour meters/code display on the instrument panel. If more than one service code is present, the manual says the codes will scroll through that same display. That matters. Watch it twice before you turn a wrench. Two codes together tell a different story than one. Let's take the plain faults first, the ones that just say something's broken. 3231 is tilt actuator fault. 3236 is lift actuator fault. Same sentence, different half of the machine. Those are the controller saying the actuator itself isn't behaving. Not the wire, not the handle. Now the wiring pair. 3232 is tilt actuator wiring fault. 3237 is lift actuator wiring fault. Notice the machine separates the actuator from its wiring. It's telling you where to look first. And two more for the operator's end. 3233, tilt handle wiring fault, and 3238, lift handle wiring fault. 4 wiring codes. And here's what most people get wrong about all 4. They start pulling the actuator. But a wiring fault is a wiring fault. Cheapest. Cause first. Every time. Cheapest is a connector. Back it out. Look for green crust, a bent pin, a pin pushed back in its housing. The manual is blunt about this. Corroded or loose grounds can cause problems, and it tells you to check grounds. That's not a footnote. A bad ground makes a perfectly healthy actuator look guilty on the panel. Next cheapest is chafe. Follow the harness where it moves, crosses a sharp edge, or got zip-tied down tight. After that, the component itself. After that, the controller. Cheap to worst, in that order. Now the neutral codes. These are the ones that strand people in a parking lot with a running machine. 3234 is tilt actuator not in neutral. 3239 is lift actuator not in neutral. And their partners, 3235, tilt handle or pedal not in neutral, and 3240, lift handle or pedal not in neutral. So the machine checks both ends separately, what the operator's holding, and where the actuator actually sits. Here's the useful part. Which of those two codes you got tells you which end is lying. Handle or pedal, not in neutral, means the input still reads commanded. The joystick or pedal isn't centering. You've seen this with the dome light that stays on because one door latch is a hair short of closed. Nothing's dramatically broken, one thing just never quite came back home. So check the boring stuff. Mud packed under a pedal, a floor mat crept forward, something resting on a lever. If that just saved you a service call, that's exactly what this channel is for. Stick around. Actuator not in neutral is the other end. The input's centered, but the actuator's position doesn't agree. That's real hardware or feedback, and it's the point where you stop guessing and open the manual. Now the shorts. 8 codes, and they're the most literal ones on the entire list. 3249 is lift actuator short to ground. 3250 is tilt actuator short to ground. 3251 is lift actuator short to battery. 3252 is tilt actuator short to battery. Same for the operator's controls. 3253, lift handle or pedal short to ground. 3254, tilt, short to ground. And 3255, lift handle or pedal short to battery. 3256, tilt handle or pedal short to battery. 2 circuits, 2 ends, 2 ways to fail. That's the whole grid, and it's worth memorizing. Short to ground means the wire found metal. Short to battery means it found power it was never given. Which one you get changes where you look, and this is where a lot of diagnosis goes sideways. Short to ground shows up where a harness rubs a frame member or a bolt head, bare copper on steel. Short to battery usually means 2 wires got intimate inside a loom, or an accessory tapped the wrong feed. That second one bites people who added a beacon or a radio and ran the feed through the wrong bundle. Both are usually cheaper than they sound. Wire and a connector, not a control module. Check the flexing sections first, anywhere the harness bends every time the loader arms move. And check it with the arms up and down. A chafe that only touches at full lift, only shorts at full lift. That's the trick. An intermittent short isn't a mystery, it's a position. Now 4 codes people rarely see, and that confuses almost everybody who does. 3261 is handle lock short to ground. 3262 is handle lock short to battery. 3263 is pedal lock short to ground. 3264 is pedal lock short to battery. These are the lock circuits, the interlocks, not the controls themselves. So the lock code doesn't mean your joystick failed. It means the circuit meant to disable it did, which is why a machine can throw one of these and refuse to work while every control tests fine. Same fix order, though: connector, ground, chafe, then component. Cheap end first. Now the 2 strangest codes in the family, and they're worth the wait. 3259 is lift actuator wrong direction. 3260 is tilt actuator wrong direction. Not failed, not shorted. Wrong direction, the actuator moved, and it moved the way nobody asked. That's the machine catching a disagreement between what got commanded and what actually happened. And it's the code that tends to show up after work was done, which is the real tell. True connector swapped, a repaired wire landed on the wrong terminal, a plug that fits both ways and shouldn't. If a 3259 or 3260 appears right after somebody was in that harness, believe the timing. Which brings us back to the code we opened with, and why it's the worst one in the family to misread. 3241 is no communication, and it's the only code here that names no part at all. Everything else points somewhere. This one says the controller and the actuator stop talking entirely. And here's where it flips. No communication looks exactly like a dead actuator, and usually isn't one. When a circuit goes quiet, the cheap explanation is almost always power or ground, not the expensive box on the end. That's why the manual's warning about corroded and loose ground sits right beside the code display section. A ground that reads fine on a meter can still fail under load. The reading lies. The machine doesn't. So on a 3241, clean and retorque the grounds before anyone quotes you an actuator. And if 3241 is scrolling alongside 3 other 32 codes, don't go chase all 4 of them. Fix the communication fault first. The rest of them frequently walk out the door with it. That's the pattern under the whole family. The panel name's apart, but it's describing a circuit. 25 codes in the fix order barely changes. Connector, ground, chafe, component, controller. Cheapest first isn't optimism, it's the order these actually fail, and deep work belongs to authorized service personnel. So 3231 through 3240 tell you which end, actuator, wiring, handle, or neutral position. 3249 through 3256 tell you which way it's shorted. 3259 through 3264, direction and locks. 3241, nobody's talking. Next video we take on the 8 and 9 codes, coolant temperature and fuel level. Same display, very different urgency. The exact tests and specs are in the service manual linked below. Like this if it saved you a guess, and subscribe for daily diagnostics.